We are live, Dana.
Excellent. All right. That's great. Yay. We're getting better at this. So I am Dana J. Smithers, one of the Emotion Code Divas, and we'll just be getting the show started momentarily. I'm just gonna check on my feed as well here, which is just great. Yeah, so we are looking for someone today actually that would like to have us work on them regarding menopause mood swings. And if you're not in menopause, but you have mood swings, we'll work on you as well because it's all the same process, right?
Dana,
So,
who has mood swings?
not us ladies, right? No, never. All right. So, yeah, you can have mood swings, doesn't matter what age, right? Little kids, we say, have temper tantrums, same kind of thing, right? Guys have mood swings too, right? Right, ladies? Okay. All right. So today's show is episode 10 with the Emotion Code Divas. And as per usual, our intention is to educate, inspire, heal, and release trapped emotions for you. And in doing that today, we have a great show. We have a lot of good. Helena is going to talk about nutrients, herbs, and she's got some good reference books. So we'd like to give you an educational part. But just before Helena introduces herself, would just like to say that on our show from now on, we will be pulling from one of our decks. I've got a lot of Doreen Virtue. These are the Archangel cards. So Helena and I pulled a card last week. We pulled exactly the same card, which I agree was a little woo-woo. But today, this is just so cool. I pulled it and the reason we're pulling cards is this is for everybody because if you are watching our show, you are a vibrational match for us. So if you know other people that are a vibrational match, then send them over to the show as well. So this is the card that I pulled today for all of us. It's Archangel Zadkiel. And the message is about teaching and learning. And what I love about this, I'm a certified sacred gifts guide as well as certified law of attraction trainer and business coach. And Helena and I are both certified emotion code. I was going to say emotion code divas. Well, we are. You don't get certified to be that. We just decided that's who we were. But I'm also a certified sacred gifts guide, and I train people to become guides. And one of my sacred gifts is teaching, and the other one is writing. So when Helena and I were thinking, what did we want? What was going to be the makeup and intention of our show? I said, well, we absolutely have to have an educational piece. And I think just by the fact that we're doing the show, that it's live, that we're putting ourselves out there, we inspire other people. And majority of followers are women, but we hope we're inspiring you to step up. If you need some help, ask for help, right? So the teaching component will be very interesting today. I'm looking forward to learning some new things as well. And that's it for the little preview. Helena, my emotion code diva bestie, let's find out what's going on with you.
Well, what's going on with me is, wow, my life is transforming in so many wonderful ways with the help of the emotion code, with the information that Dana, you share on the show, the law of attraction, even learning about my life purpose, the lovely book by Michael J. Lozier, and also Dana, the sacred gifts. One of my sacred gifts is the gift of knowledge, and I love to share my knowledge. I'll be doing some of that later on. Yeah. So I'm Helena Jehnichen. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist as well as a certified emotion code practitioner. I love to help men and women become smoke-free in one hypnosis session. I'm also, there's a program I do with hypnosis. It's called the Virtual Gastric Band Weight Release Program. It's amazing. It's 4 sessions, and it really, really works wonderfully. So I love to help people release excess weight, as well as help people that have medical anxiety, and that might be a fear of going to the dentist or social anxiety, different kinds of anxiety. That's me, Dana.
That's great. Yeah. So we've got our 2 loyal followers from England. So we've got Natasha Paula Samuel, and Sylvia Bellini. So they're just both saying hi. We'll give a shout out to you. And yeah, they're loving our energy. Oh, snow's all gone, Sylvia says. So looking forward to a great show. And that's what we're going to have today. So as we said, if you're watching and you want to step up and you'd like a live session, go ahead and let us know about that. So let's just dive right into Dr. Brad's book. We like to let you know that you can do the emotion code on yourself. And this is the book that Dr. Brad has available to the public. This is also a book that we learned from, although we do our training online and then we practice with 30 clients before we become certified. So this is a book you can look at. It's a great reference book as well. It's got all the emotions in there. So Helena and I are just going to go through a quick run through of the 7 keys that are necessary when you're doing an emotion code session. So Helena, maybe we should just start with, I had this up and I did an earlier show, the lemon.
The lemon.
What's the lemon all about?
The lemon represents the idea of energy, of a trapped emotion. So trapped emotions can get trapped in our body, anywhere in our body, and they can cause either aches or pains, discomfort. Can cause things like procrastination, food cravings, lots of different things, including mood swings. Yeah. So sometimes even they can be, the trapped emotions energetically can be as large as a cantaloupe. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
But imagine getting rid of the lemon out of your body, how much lighter you'll feel.
Yeah, and even with menopause, or even if you're not in menopause, I mean, nutrition is a big part of staying healthy as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But let's just jump right into the first thing that we need to do when we're working with an emotion code client is we need to ask for permission. So what's that all about, Helena? Can we just see somebody limping and walking in the street, or somebody, that does a Facebook post and tells us that I've got a migraine? Can we just go ahead and jump in and work on them?
No, we can't, Dana. We must actually get permission. So that could be verbal permission and it can be written permission. We can also, though, we can work on children with the permission of their guardian, and we can also work with permission on animals. Actually, Dana, could you clarify, do we need permission to work on animals?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to work with the person that we're working, or sorry, the owner of the animal becomes a surrogate. Just the same with a young child that can't make those adult decisions for themselves, that the parent becomes a surrogate. So if you're working on, I've mainly worked on cats and dogs. I would love to work on some horses, which I may do since I'm going to be out in a horse farm on Sunday. Yeah, so the owner becomes the surrogate, and they can actually quite literally connect with the child, so they can either put their hand on some part of the child's body, or if it's an animal, the owner will put their hand on the animal, and then we can process and do the work through the surrogate for that. So it's the same process, we're just using an intermediary, except for us when we're working on someone. Helena and I work with people by phone. We can do Facebook chat. We can do Zoom. Skype. We can do, sorry?
Skype?
Yeah, we can Skype. We can do it. I have some clients that don't really use the computer much, so I just do it by phone. They're in the States. So what we have to do next, if they're not with us, is we do the proxy.
That's right. The proxy is the ability, they've allowed us to tap into their subconscious mind directly, so we can ask the questions directly to the subconscious mind, and we can ask the yes or no questions that we need to find out further information.
Right, exactly. And then something that we need to know, now this is kind of an interesting one. It's called severity. And we ask them severity on a scale of 1 to 10. But what often happens, Helena? And how do we check it?
A lot of times people will say, oh, the severity is maybe a 5 or a 6. And then what we do is we actually tap into the subconscious mind, their subconscious mind, and ask the subconscious mind. And often it's a 7, 8, 9, or even a 10.
Exactly, because they wouldn't really be working with us if they didn't, yeah, if there wasn't an issue, right? And
That's
it's interesting. Yesterday I was working with someone and I said, so on a scale of 1 to 10, they said 10. Okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah. So they're very convinced that this is a serious issue, right?
yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. And so you just mentioned a little bit about the subconscious and then the muscle testing. So let's take a look at what muscle testing looks like for us then.
So for muscle testing for me is I've made an agreement with my subconscious mind that when I link my two fingers together and I tug on them ever so gently, that they stay stuck together. That will give me a yes answer. And just now, if I'm thinking of the word no, 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 my fingers just slip apart. So that is how I do my muscle testing.
Right. And in Dr. Bradley's book, he's got several different ways. And you can also go to YouTube and look at other people, how they do the muscle testing. And Helena and I both have YouTube channels as well that you can check out. But I do my muscle testing by putting my thumb and index finger together, and then I take my other two fingers. And as Helena just mentioned, you don't have to do it it's not hard, right? It's just very soft. And, once we get permission, we become the proxy. I mentioned last week, and I think it was on last week's show, I even did the emotion code prayer that we use. So we do that before we work with anyone. We set an intention. And so when we get to the muscle testing part, there's no need for any strength there at all, right? So and to become a proxy, if I say my name, I'm Dana, and let's say I'm working with someone named Elizabeth, I'm Elizabeth. So I haven't connected yet. That's a no for me. I'm Elizabeth. So once I get that nice solid connection, and again, it's not hard. I don't have to test it hard. Then I know that I'm connected with the person that I am working with. And Helena, I think we've got a few more people joining us today. We should say hello to some.
We have Joni Johnson Nighty, all the way from Florida.
Nice.
My best friend and I don't know, my soul sister. Hi, Joni. Amazing. She is an amazing hypnotherapist. She actually does hypnosis with gold medal Olympic athletes.
Wow.
Really inspirational. She's amazing.
Very nice.
And yeah. Kelly Carson is with us. Hi, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly. Nice to see you. Yeah, and I saw a few more people joining, and we'll say hello to them in a minute as well. So we've done the permission, the proxy. We know the severity. We then have to do the work and release the emotions with the magnet.
Oh, wait. Okay, but first of all, don't we need the
mixing it up today? We're doing the magnet. Why do we need a magnet?
Okay, the magnet, my magnet. Where's my magnet? Here, yes, my magnets are.
Why do we need a magnet?
Well, you need a magnet because once we identify the trapped emotion that we're looking for, that is causing the issue, it pops out of the physical system into our energetic body. And then we use magnets to cancel it out. Kind of like if you took a magnet to a credit card, it just wipes out the information. And what we do is we tap into some Chinese medicine type things and talk about the meridians. So the governing meridian in Chinese medicine starts here and goes all the way down to your tailbone. And that governing meridian taps into all other energy systems in the body. So by doing this swiping motion over our head, we're actually canceling out that negative emotion and wiping it away. Magnets.
Okay, and I'm now holding up the emotion code chart.
That's right, the emotion code chart. So when we're asking if there's any trapped emotions that are causing the issue, we're using our muscle testing. We're looking at the chart. The chart has 60 negative emotions on there. We're looking for if it's in column A or column B, and then if it's an odd row or an even row. That will bring us down to a cell of 5 emotions, and then we can individually ask about those 5 emotions. Which one is it? And then once we identify that, that's when we do the swiping with the magnets, and away it goes.
Right, exactly, perfect. And yeah, we all have different magnets. In fact, I was down at the dog beach the other day, and I had 3 people that popped into my mind that I wanted to work on the emotion code with. So I have the emotion code chart on my phone. I now also have my emotion code prayer on my phone. I took a photograph of it and have it there. So I didn't have my magnets with me, but your hand is magnetic. So I was just doing and releasing like this, and just removing their trapped emotions for them. It was a sunny day, and I thought, you know what, this is a perfect place to do it. I've never done it before. I was just sitting on a bench by myself. The ducks were swimming by. The dogs were barking in the background. It was just a blissful day. And I thought, yeah, I think they just came into my consciousness. So that's why I did it. And you can do it anywhere with that. So what's another thing that we need to be aware of?
Oh, we need to be hydrated. So water allows energy to flow through the body more freely. It allows us to get correct answers more easily, muscle testing answers. So cheers.
Cheers. All right, that's just great. So let's just check into who's watching and see if we have anybody that has stepped up to ask for. So we are looking for someone that would like a session. And if we don't have anybody stepping up, then Helena will just go ahead and just do some work on me, because I've had a little bit of mood swings lately myself. So I'm just gonna post this here right now too, and just put it up. So
you know what? I'm just going to say something about the UK and our UK friends. After our show today, I actually have a Skype session with someone in the UK. It's wonderful. We're going to do an emotion code session, and I saw someone yesterday. They lived across the bay from me, and we spent we scheduled a half an hour, but things were going so well. She wanted to do an hour, and I got some really positive feedback this morning from her, feeling lighter and more freer.
Yes.
Yes. So the other thing too is I use this emotion code process with my stop smoking clients, and I want to make sure that those clients are wanting to stop smoking, that they believe that they can stop smoking, that it's safe for them to stop smoking, and it's okay for them to stop smoking. My results are like way up because of that.
Yeah, that's just great.
Yeah.
Okay, Helena, I don't see that anybody has stepped up there, but why don't we go ahead and do our educational piece. And just to let you know, viewers that are watching, I'm working with Blue Jeans to find out why we're getting this really distorted video. So just bear with us. We're going to get it all sorted out, but the content is there, and you can always just listen to that. So our apologies. I definitely am checking with their technicians to see what we can do to make this not quite so blurry. But you know what? Just listen to our voices, and you'll get the drift. So Helena, now I will tell you about my menopause mood swings.
Okay.
So I was approaching 50, and menopause never entered my mind, because I've always been so healthy and I'm out doing things and all of that. Well, at 50, I was getting remarried, having been divorced at 30. I was moving in with my fiance just prior to the wedding. We found a place about 3 months before. I was giving up my home of 13 years with my 2 cats who I'd had for 15 years, and moving locations, moving in with this married man into a bigger space, cats not really liking this new situation, and also on top of that, I actually got downsized in my job. So there I was at 50. And I can remember sitting out in the backyard. We had decided to rent a house before we bought anything. And I remember sitting there crying, and I thought, what is wrong with me? Like, I'm very good at bouncing back. I just have that personality where I can have my hissy fit, which we say in law of attraction, have it briefly, and then I bounce back, right? Well, this one I wasn't, and it never ever dawned on me that I was in menopause, but had no hot flashes, but I did have mood swings. So then I'd get up from crying and I'd be all happy and I'd go in, I'd start painting the walls or something, and then maybe another hour later, grumpy again. And I was also craving a lot of sugar, right? A lot of sugar and a lot of fatty things. And yeah, so finding now for me, so this is quite a while ago, right? Age 50. At that time, we were still using more chemicals to kind of balance out the hormones. So I used some HRT, hormone replacement therapy, had a pill. And for me, it happened instantly. It did work, so I was very happy about that. I didn't stay on that pill very long because I'm not a pill person. I prefer to do things more naturally. And had I known about the emotion code, that would have been a huge game changer for me. Huge.
Yeah. So I've been going through menopause for the last couple of years, and it got really bad with emotions up and down, with extreme hot and cold flashes. And I was taking herbs. I was going to acupuncture. The acupuncture actually helped quite nicely. But in October of this year is when I started doing my training for the emotion code, and then receiving emotion code sessions from people or so forth, and they disappeared. It was truly amazing. And I do know from my nutritional background, I worked in health food stores for over 20 years in my younger years. I know how important nutrients are, but understanding now more about why and how emotions play on the body and create stress and worry in the body, and how it actually affects us, our adrenal gland. And I know I've talked about this last time about when we were doing the sleeplessness show. The adrenal gland is key to our health and key to our moods and all the symptoms of menopause. So whenever we are stressed, worried, anxious, and we've been hanging on to those emotions for a long time, when we keep going, pushing the button faster and faster and faster, the adrenal gland finally says, I'm tired, I give up, I have nothing more for you. And so that's when the body is just trying to figure out all these hormones and so forth. So can I just share now? I'm just going to share now a few key nutrients.
Actually, there's Kelly Carson is saying that she has been craving a lot of sugar, and that it's a battle to deny the sugar, and that was the case with me. And she says that her estrogen is not a pill or cream, it's a ring that she inserts. So there's lots of different ways that you definitely can do things. So Helena, so Kelly, with your permission, I would like to work on you about the sugar cravings that you're having. We'll just see what else comes up for you. So Kelly, if you would just go ahead and let me know that I have permission to do that for you, I will do that. And Helena is going to actually share some fabulous information about nutrients and herbs and other things that she's found. And okay, thanks, Kelly. So I have her permission. And
you want a severity?
Yeah, can you put a severity, Kelly? And I'm going to say that you're maybe late 40s. I'm not really sure, so we'll just go with that. So yeah, just tell us the severity of those cravings, because in a way a craving does cause a mood swing, right? Because your hormones are out of balance. It's a 10 for her. All right, Helena.
Okay. Good.
Thanks,
So
Kelly. I'm going to go ahead and work on Kelly. I'll just get my chart. Okay. And I'm just going to unplug, so you can just go ahead and let people know about the information you found and just provide some education for them to get well, as with some other methods as well.
Good. So from today, my information comes from this amazing book here. It's by it's by Lorna Vanderhaeg. She has some wonderful products that you can buy here in Canada, I think down the States. They're just really fantastic. A lot of them are herbal based. And she's got a fantastic website, which I'll share later on in the comments so you can find out more information. But because sugar affects our adrenal glands so intensely, it actually is important to remove from the diet. And the sugar can cause inflammation in the body, and next week we'll be talking about brain fog and talking about how the sugars and the inflammation in the body can create anxiety and depression and hormonal imbalances. But today, the nutritional ideas, suggestions for you is with everybody. I like to suggest a very good multivitamin mineral, something that has no fillers or binders, that's got a good B complex. Taking extra B6 is fantastic for supporting the nervous system as well as any PMS symptoms. Often those can be mood swings. Vitamin C with bioflavonoids decreases the bioflavonoids portion, decreases the number of hot flashes, also reduces the nighttime wakes. Vitamin E reduces hot flashes and improves mood. Elemental calcium and magnesium is fantastic for leg cramps and restless legs. One really great product she has is called AdrenaSmart, and it actually is for your adrenal gland. When your adrenal gland is supported and it's healed, and you then can start to allow the body to rest and release emotions, you start at the base. So AdrenaSmart, and again, I'll put the more information in there, but by allowing yourself to get a more restful sleep, deep sleep, your body can heal a lot and your adrenal gland can start functioning properly. Have you ever noticed that around menopause, the women are getting that mid belly fat, that ring around the belly? Well, that's a sure sign that your adrenal gland is not working very well and that your body is producing a lot of cortisol. And that's from often excess sugar. Now, a lot of people are taking the sugar, carbohydrates, refined carbohydrates, because they're looking to lift their mood. Right. Artificially stimulate, lift their mood, so your body then also releases dopamine and serotonin, and that all is just temporary because you're taking foods or caffeine. Some people are drinking alcohol to manage their moods, to relax, but by using nutrition to support your system and herbs to support and heal your body, it allows to heal it, and then working with releasing emotions, saying no to a few things in your life, unplugging from some things, will allow you to become more balanced emotionally. Now, essential oils are really wonderful. I use a lot of essential oils in my life, in my family's life, and as well with my clients. One of the key essential oils that is used in Asia for a long, long time for a remedy for depression, anxiety, emotional stress, low libido, and insomnia is jasmine oil. Jasmine oil is very precious. It's amazing. One little drop goes a very, very long way. Some other herbs that are excellent essential oils wise, just to inhale. Because if you get the right brand of essential oils, they're therapeutic qualities. They're absolutely pure. There's no chemicals. There's no fillers in the essential oils. Clary sage. It stimulates your pituitary gland, and also when you pair clary sage with geranium, geranium has an overall balancing effect of the female hormones, feeling so we're a little bit more settled and even. A nice blend of essential oils is that can improve your mood is rosewood, vetiver, geranium, ylang-ylang, and jasmine. I'll put those that combination and also some suggestions. I'll suggest some different brands that are very high quality. But imagine by supporting yourself nutritionally with herbs and vitamins and minerals, with some essential oils, allowing the trapped emotions to be released out of your body, so they're no longer the lemons are stuffed all over your body. Getting that sleep and that rest, allowing your body to heal, learning to say no. And focusing, Dan, I know you're going to talk about this, the law of attraction, focusing on what you want, When you focus on what you want, become clear, and you start to unplug and release all the things that you don't want in your life. Nobody wants anybody that does anything that they should feel like they're doing, do they, Dana?
No, absolutely not.
No. We like to be around people that are doing what they want.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will talk about a workshop that I've got coming up on March 25th about finding your life purpose, is it? But some interesting things with Kelly. A few different things came up this time, and I'm just doing a short session here. You can imagine what we can release when Helena and I are really doing our full 30-minute or 45 or 1-hour sessions. So Kelly, what released for you was the trap, and it was a 10 here that we started with, so the trapped emotion of humiliation, and this got trapped in your body at age 26. So you might want to take a look at what was going on. When we do the emotion code and we get an age or a situation, if Helena and I are prompted to ask more questions, we will. If you don't want us to ask any more questions, we won't, because we don't really have to know your stories. We're just here to heal and release those trapped emotions in your body. So the first one was humiliation, and then you had what's called a psychic trauma. So basically what that is, if I had Helena's lemon here, I could put the two of them together, but it's kind of like two emotions are stuck together, so they become harder, right? And the two emotions that got stuck for you, Kelly, are terror and feeling unsupported. So those are fairly strong. I've released those. I didn't have to ask anything more about it. The next trapped emotion that came up was defensiveness. And remember, ladies, and all of you watching and people that we're working on, we all have these emotions. So these are, Dr. Brad started with over 200 and narrowed it down to this because these are the most common ones. We all have these in our body. We're human. We all experience the same kinds of things, not necessarily at the same time, not necessarily feeling the same pain or the same trapped emotions, but that's why that chart is there. So the next one that came up is defensiveness. So at some point you felt that you had to defend yourself over something, and what happens is that just, that's where a lemon gets locked, right? It's trapped in there. Another psychic trauma came up for you, and this time it was shame and unworthy. So the two of those were locked together in your body, which I did remove. Then you also had, again, the trapped emotion of feeling unsupported. So you can have the same emotion 10 times in a session, although it doesn't usually happen that many times, but each one of these trapped emotions is happening over your lifetime. And again, you can inherit some. So the unsupported this time, you actually inherited, Kelly. So this was inherited from your great grandfather on your mother's side. So we can ask those questions. Do I need to know more? And if I get a yes, then I start with, does this belong to Kelly? And in this case, it said no. So then I say, is it inherited? Yes. And then I ask, is it inherited on the mother's side? Yes. Father's no. Mother's mother, no. Mother's father. And then I work back. So in theory, wherever they are in the universe, because we're all made up of energy, and I'm pretty sure it was Einstein said that energy is neither created nor destroyed. So it's always there. We just take different forms when we come to this planet. So I've removed it. So I had to do swipe of the magnet 10 times. So I removed it from your grandfather, your great grandfather, your father, your mother, your not your father, your mother, and then from you. And then the last one that came up was vulnerability. So the trapped emotion of you feeling vulnerable about something is a very negative emotion. And those are the ones that came up. And when I tested again the severity around the food cravings and the bit of mood swings that came up, I went from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. So you should really feel, people always tell us they feel lighter, but you should feel different. Oh, Kelly's just saying, she's just making some comments that, okay. So she said she felt a lot of emotion during the session. What did she say? In her throat. So that's interesting because I also work, and Helena does as well, but I work with chakras. So sometimes I'm doing a whole session just on someone's chakras. I just get prompted to do that. So if it's around your throat, it means the throat is all about communication. So if you are not speaking your truth, if you didn't speak up when you knew that it would have been better if you had, then you will get trapped emotions in the throat. You could also get sore throats. You could get tonsillitis. All sorts of things can happen if that chakra isn't balanced along with the hormones. So Kelly's just saying a few things. Her first husband cheated, so there's some betrayal in there. It could have been some of this terror and unsupported. She never met her great grandfather. Most people don't. When we do the inherited ones, most people haven't met them. But remember that they're still always around us, and they're somewhere out there in the universe. And Kelly's saying, thanks so much. She does feel different. So that's just great. And Helena, I'm going to actually go back and listen to this because I know you had some interesting information. And I tuned in after the session when you were talking about geraniums. I love geraniums.
Yeah.
And I almost always have them on my balcony where I have flower pots and things like that. And interestingly enough, this is something personal, but ladies always like that personal stuff. My father was a racehorse trainer. So he had a big stable of horses, and he had one of the nicest looking barns. And my father always had red geraniums planted around his barn, like maybe 10 of them in the shed row. And I've always loved red geraniums. So that's just kind of interesting you were talking about that, but I have to go back and listen to that. Yeah. So, Helena.
I'm going to, I will post this information. I'll put a blog actually on my website. So there's a lot of information there, but I'll put it in the link to the blog on my website in the comments.
That's just great. Awesome. So next week, we're going to finish off the month with menopause. Oh, and we're talking about brain fog. And trust me, you don't have to be in menopause to have brain fog. So that'll be a really, really good topic. And I think, Helena, you said in doing your research for this show, you found some information on brain fog. So, Helena, how can people get a hold of you?
People can get a hold of me through my website, which is flourishhypnosis.com/emotion-code.
Great. And I'm Dana J. Smithers, and you can find me at empoweredwomeninbusiness.com/emotion-code. And just before we go, I just want to let you know about a workshop that I'm doing March 25th, this Sunday coming up. I'm referring and using a lot of what's in Michael Lozier's Your Life's Purpose book. And I'm also doing a component on sacred gifts. As I said earlier, I'm a sacred gifts guide as well. So, one of my missions in life is really to help women in particular find the piece of the puzzle of them that's missing. Why are you here on the planet? What brings you joy? Where do you feel fulfilled? And again, because I was talking a little bit about chakras, most women have heart walls. Not just women, all humans have heart walls, and Helena and I do clear heart walls. But when you have built literally in your subconscious a wall around your heart, you're not able to receive and give love the way that it was intended for you to have an experience as a human being. So I always believe it's the heart chakra, and then the solar plexus are where the power is. So when all of those things are balanced, along with our hormones and energetic fields, we just feel better in life. So if you have never had an emotion code session, check out our websites. We'd love to work with you. We feel that and know that we have made a lot of difference in a lot of people's lives, focusing on their trapped emotions. And it's whatever story you have. It doesn't matter what somebody else says, something's wrong with you. They probably need an emotion code session themselves, but we can only work on ourselves first, which is why it's so important that, especially as women going through menopause, everybody in our world is affected by that, whether you're, a mother, daughter, sister, auntie, whatever. Our whole world is affected by that. Your coworkers are affected by that. Your clients are affected by that. So if you've got any of those trapped emotions, then please give us a shout out, and we would love to work with you. So next week is
Brain fog.
Brain fog. Brain fog, yeah. Brain fog, yeah. And then in April we're going to launch more into business. So I'll be talking a bit more about business and some programs that I have from the law of attraction around attracting more business abundance. So Helena, we'll just say, is there anyone else that we need to say goodbye to here?
I saw my friend Fadia from Fort Langley. She's an amazing hairstylist as well as...
Oh, that's right, yes.
Yes, and also she does the most amazing brow tattoos. She's really good.
Oh, is that your gal? Okay.
Check out Flair Hair and Beauty, I think it is, in Walnut Grove.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, if you're around and you're interested and available on Sunday, come on out to the workshop. I've got some posts on my website about it, and I'll do another little post here before it. So that's it for now.
Yeah. And hey, I've got a free workshop. I'm doing a free presentation in Duncan here on the island at the community farm store on March 31st. I'm doing 2 presentations, one at 1 and one at 3:30. And what's so amazing is that I'm doing it with Michael J. Lozier, and he is amazing. He is the law of attraction how-to guy. Fantastic. So I'll post a link in there. If you know anybody living here on the island, and I would suggest if you live all the way up into Nanaimo, Parksville, Victoria, just come to Duncan to this event. It's going to be amazing. We're working on chronic pain. So we'll be working on audience members that have chronic pain, because we know that chronic pain often is related to trapped emotions. And once we release them, people can have almost instantaneous relief. Amazing. I know Michael did. Yeah. That's how he got into it.
Yeah, exactly. That's how Michael had contacted a fellow named John in Verarity, and he's a fellow emotion and body code practitioner. John, Michael, and I are often on Michael Lozier's Friday hangout show at 9 o'clock. And Michael contacted John, who got rid of his hip pain, and then I had John do some sessions on me, and I thought, I think this would so benefit my clients. I mean, I mainly work with women solopreneurs, but I'm finding that I'm attracting other women that aren't entrepreneurs. They're moms, they're women that are in transition, maybe in their 60s, that sort of thing, not feeling very good about life. I work with women that have alcohol addictions. So we kind of work on that. Helena is the Stop Smoking lady, so you definitely want to go to her for that. So that's it for now. Kelly's going to keep us posted, Kelly Carson, about what goes on. We appreciate that. So thanks everybody for watching. And again, we apologize for the quality of the video. I'll keep working with Blue Jeans and find out what's going on there. So we hope to see you next week. Please feel free to leave any comments or questions that you have, and Helena and I will both post a few links for you there. So that's it for now. So Helena, we can just say goodbye.
Goodbye.